Ma'am, excuse me?
Is this the camera?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the camera.
Yeah, like, is this the camera? Is it on?
Yes, it's on.
Is it on, though?
Yes, it's
Is the
recording.
camera on? I just wanted to, like, can it see me?
It can definitely see you.
I just want to know, when can I start? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to do this interview. I'm happy to be here.
Excuse me, ma'am, we actually don't know who you are.
What? You don't know who I am.
No, we don't actually. You just kind of walked in here.
I'm pretty sure you guys were the one who invited me.
No, this is actually supposed to be a closed set today. We're just wondering why you're on the set right now.
No, I'm pretty sure you guys were the one who invited me for the interview.
Ma'am, I'm pretty sure you just walked up the stairs, but if you want to tell us why you're here, you can.
I don't recall, since, well, maybe you don't know. Hi, my name is theninagabriella, and, I have 50 hours.
I'm sorry? 50 hours in what? What is it exactly that you have 50 hours?
You don't know? I have 50 hours in Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. Guys, you can tell. I know. I know it's like a big accomplishment, but it's like not crazy. Guys, stop.
Look, I hate to break it to you, but 50 hours really isn't that big of a deal anyway.
I'm sorry, but who are you? Who are you?
Look, I just work here.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought. I thought maybe you weren't the one being interviewed here. What's your name, Diana? Or something? I don't think you're the one being interviewed.
Ma'am, you're not even supposed to be on
if you
the
could just
set. Like,
let me talk, okay? Because nobody asked you. How
I'm
many
just letting
hours
you know, it's
do
not
you
even
have?
a big deal to
Are
even
you
get
farming?
interviewed.
Are you out here with the cows? You know, every Saturday I run this bazaar. Every Saturday without fail. I'm making thousands for this town. And what are you? What are you doing?
Ma'am, I just work here. If you could just please step off the set, please.
Right, that's what I thought.
Look, you don't have to get hasty. We just need you off the set, please.
Oh, now you have something you want to say. Okay, sure. I got a sickle in the back of my horse. Let me get over there because
can you
obviously
please
have a
calm
lot
down?
to
Ma'am,
say.
ma'am. Oh my god.
So you've heard it. I've officially made it to 50 hours in Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. And I'm here to talk about it. I'm here to talk about the goods, the bads, you already know. If you don't know me, I love, and I mean love, Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon games. I mean, example A, example B, okay? Okay. That should be enough credibility as it is. I love the games, okay? But recently, Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar just came out in August of 2025, so this game has only been out for a couple months, so it's taken me a bit of time to get to 50 hours, but now that we're here, I'm ready to yap about it, okay? I do work a full-time job, okay? So I couldn't be like the other creators who already have their 50 hours done, all right? I do work a job, okay? A job that isn't this. But I mean, if you want this to be my full-time job, you know what button to press, okay? Subscribe. I am so excited. I finally hit my 50 hours of Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. As I've been playing the game, I've had my thoughts and things I really love about it in terms of some changes from the last game. Now, if you've never played this game before, this game is actually a remake. This game originally came out in 2010 under the name of Harvest Moon Grand Bazaar. But with this new remake of the title, it's gone through some transitions, you know, some changes of the company, the name, so now it does go by Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. But everything is mainly the same with a couple new changes that we're going to be talking about. So let's hop right into it. Now, just a quick backstory if you've never played this game or you're really considering getting it, but you were just kind of waiting for a full review. In this game, you are a brand new farmer ready to move to beautiful Zephyr Town, but you also learn that there's a weekly bazaar, which you're going to be doing every week to sell your crops and your animal products and to build relationships. There's also a lot of people, there's also some new and old characters that you will frequently see in the game. You can build relationships with them, get married, things like that. So, what has it been like now that I've hit my 50 hours? Well, the gameplay that you're looking at right now is right after I hit the 50 hours mark. I'm currently in winter. I'm currently seeing someone. It took a while, but you know, we're together. Yeah, so back off my mans. I've also finally expanded my barn. I now have a barn, or I now have the second barn. I don't have any new animals in the new barn yet. That is a more recent thing. As far as my relationship, that was actually very recent as well. I hit that right at the 50 hours mark, and I've just made it to the next rank on the Grand Bazaar. So I think I'm at the 5th rank now. So they say 5th rank, you're still kind of like in beginner game things, I guess mid-rank in terms of the story, but you still have a long way to go. As far as forageables, I think I'm up to 4-star in my forageables, 2-star in my fishing. Bugs, I think I'm still at like 1 and 1.5 stars. We'll get into that a little later. Along with, I know I'm missing something. Oh yeah, mushrooms and honey, still at a lower end, probably about 2 stars for those. The gameplay I'm showing you right now is also just directly after this 50-hour mark. So you're not really seeing anything new or anything past that point. And I've hit the 50-hour mark pretty recently. So what are my thoughts about the game since then? First thing I'm going to talk about are some of the things I love about the game since hitting this 50-hour mark. I will say I'm loving the bazaar feature. After unlocking a lot of new shops, I'm really starting to love it, and I look forward to the bazaar more than anything. I know this game is all about the bazaar, but I feel like in the old game, I wasn't super prepared for the bazaar as always. It took me such a long time just to get all my things ready for the bazaar, and I think the bazaar system was a little different compared to now. So you every week are working to get as many things as possible so you can make as much money as possible. Since I'm at the 5th rank of the bazaar, which I believe is like the silver, or yeah, since I'm at the 5th rank of the bazaar, I think there's still going to be a lot that I haven't gotten into yet. I'm still not a full year into the game. You know, I'm at winter right now, and it's crazy to know that I'm not actually at a full year in the game. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Even though I'm 50 hours in the game, I still haven't reached a full within 1 year game. But like I said, I do love the bazaar. I think the bazaar is getting more and more exciting, and I'm loving the new shops that are coming in. I will say the challenges have gotten harder significantly. Like, for instance, the ranking system with trying to get these new bazaar or these new shops into the bazaar has gotten extremely difficult, especially depending on the season. Like, for instance, I'm still stuck on Diana's request because she needs an onion. She needs like an onion, a carrot, and oh, I forgot the last thing. Some of these are out of season things, meaning I won't be able to fulfill her request until the spring. So homegirl's gonna be sitting there locked on hearts for a good minute, because I know later you can get like a greenhouse and stuff like that, but I'm not there yet, so it's gonna take me a while. Another thing I want to add, I didn't talk about this in my first impressions of the game, I actually really like the new Happy Bingo system of the game. Now, Happy Bingo is not something that was in the first game, but the Harvest Sprites in the last game, they were really kind of like an add-on to help you do certain things in the last game. But in this game, they're a lot more involved, as these little Happy Sprites help you rank up your actual forageables, your fishing, your animal products, you name it in your game. Without these Harvest Sprites, you're not able to rank them up as easily other than joining competitions. So they've introduced this new thing called Happy Bingo, where basically doing everyday tasks in the game, you get this bingo card from these Harvest Sprites, and by doing certain tasks, you win little rewards for it. I think it definitely adds an element of excitement in the game. At first, I wasn't super in love with it, and I wasn't really trying to get any of like the Happy Bingo achievements, but now that I've been playing the game for a little bit, I actually like it because it's like if I don't know exactly what to do in the game, I could just try to get something off of the Happy Bingo card to get my bingo. They've also introduced these happy points in the game, something again that was not in the original game, which allows you to get certain perks throughout the village. Like for instance, you put these little boxes around the village which you can use to warp yourself from different places. It also provides storage boxes in different area, things you can't fit in your bag. Happy Bingo, hold on. All good. But yeah, like I was saying, Happy Bingo is actually kind of a neat little perk, and the Happy Points as well. Like I said, at first I wasn't really in love with the idea of adding this new feature, because like, why do I need Happy Points to just do stuff during the game? I should just be able to do them. But I realized they're not necessarily a detriment. It actually just adds more to the game, and now that I've been so much further in the game, low-key, I kind of love it. So happy that they're there. Aside from the Happy Bingo, the next thing I want to talk about is the pacing of the game itself. I thought maybe at first the pacing was going a bit fast. The fact that I opened up all of the windmills and we're not even in the next year makes me worry a little bit in terms of how much things I'm going to do within the next year of the game, but I'm actually not as worried about that anymore. I will say I am a little concerned, being that I'm almost at my full hearts within the character that I'm pursuing, because for me, in these Harvest Moon games, my main goal is to get married. Okay, like I get it, there's a story and everything, but once I get married, my ability or likability of playing the game falls off just a little bit. And that's just because, look, like, yeah, I love the farm, but also I love the people, okay? Like, I kid you not, in Harvest Moon: A New Beginning, and I've probably said this before, I replayed that game 3 times just to marry the character. 3 times. I wanted to have all the different options of the children. And I did. Okay? With that being said, I don't think I'm as worried about that anymore, considering that they've introduced all of these new things in the game, along with the new characters as well. I believe the relationships you make with the characters, along with all these different tasks, allow for the game to have more to do. On top of me focusing on my bazaar, I realize I spend a lot of my time focusing on just trying to get my relations up with the other characters in town. For instance, like working on some of these longer requests, I realize that requires me to rank up the products in the game. Like, all of your forageables in this game requires some type of rank. When you first start off the game, they might have a 0.5 of a rank, meaning that they're not very high quality, but you can get them up to 5 stars. And some of these requests that you get from villagers requires a certain product or something to be a certain rank. So I realize I spend a lot of time focusing on building up my rank with that character. And how do you do that? By giving certain items to the harvest sprites. They have the ability to rank up your forageables. So I will say it's super useful. To me, it's making the gameplay go quick for me. It makes the pacing a little bit better because I'm not rushing for a lot of things. It does take time. It's not something where I'm going to be able to get every request done in a day. It might take me a couple days, might take me a couple weeks, or in-game months. And that's just because I gotta get these things ranked up. I have to get the requirements for them, and you can't even level up your friendship with that character unless these tasks are done, which is unfortunate because it slows the pacing. But and another thing, I hate when a game can go by too fast. I don't want to finish the story within an in-game year or within 50 hours. The fact that we're not done with the game and I still have so much to do and I'm only at 50 hours, to me, 100% top 10 beautiful, love that. I also want to say that I'm loving the community of the game so far. Now, at first, I did mention that I love seeing this new side of the characters from the old game. In the old game, I feel like we were missing some of their personality a little bit. But now that I'm seeing it, I'm loving it. Like, I'm actually loving it. Like, it makes me, like, this sounds weird, but it makes me want to marry every character. I kid you not, I feel like I want to marry all the characters because I feel like I'm getting to know their personality so much more through their cutscenes that I didn't get to see in the old games. Like, in the old games, yes, you have the ability to see their cutscenes, but you know, you're also looking at a little animation slide. Like this, I feel like I'm actually involved, the visuals, the atmosphere, it's cozy, it's inviting. I literally almost felt bad saying I love you to the character I wanted to marry because I felt like I was still pursuing the other characters, but no, we're gonna get married. I didn't feel that bad, okay? But you know, I love getting to know the characters more, seeing these different cutscenes and the character's personality, especially at where I'm at. I'm really looking forward to seeing what more I'm gonna learn about the characters in the next hours of the game. Right now, loving it. It is one of the things I think I've been looking for in a game like this the most, and the fact that they've brought it, key, okay, key. I just feel like you guys can't see the background. Okay, hold on. Okay, that looks so much better. Why didn't I put it there to start with? Now that I've told you guys things I love about the game, so let's talk about a couple things I didn't like within my 50 hours, which may deter you, may not deter you from getting the game. First thing, so within my first 10 hours of gameplay, things I feel like were running pretty quickly. I think that was just because you felt like there was so much to do and you wanted to meet these marks to do them, on top of you just trying to get into the swing of things. I honestly think my first 10 hours was probably some of my most exciting because I was really just grinding. It was like farming all the time, getting the animals all the time, building relationships, giving out gifts. Like, honestly, I feel like my first 10 hours in any game is usually my favorite or my worst. That's kind of how I know whether I love a game or hate a game. 10 hours is what I need. You know, sometimes a little less if the game really sucks, but you know. At the 20-hour mark, I think things started to feel a bit stressful in terms of inventory. I feel like I was always running out of space. Now, granted, those things can be changed as long as bazaar and you just gotta keep upgrading. I just think the thing that frustrates me about this game is the amount of times you can upgrade and how expensive it is. Like, yeah, okay, you end up making a lot during your bazaar, but usually, like, as I was getting to my 30-40 hour mark, I realized the money I would make from the bazaar, all of my money would really just go to the upgrade. And I don't know if that's just because of the products I was selling or I didn't have all my ranks up in my materials yet, but I realized a lot of it was just going to upgrades for my storage so I could hold more stuff. I'd make all of this money, but the money would have to go towards upgrades because at this point I was getting all these materials and not being able to store them all and ended up having to throw a lot of away. So I think that can get frustrating. So I don't know if that's not deterrent, more as it's just something you have to look out for because you end up getting a lot of things within your first couple of hours of gameplay and you have to realize how much stuff you should save too because you're gonna need it in later gameplay, which really means you need a lot of storage. But I realize another issue with that really comes in how good your quality of soil is, how many animals you have. A lot of things really don't start making sense, I feel like, until later in the gameplay, and you don't realize that at first, which can cause things to be a pretty awful cycle. Now, some people love this, some people don't love it. I don't love this. Unfortunately speaking. I hate feeling like I just secured the starry sandstone or the starry whatever bottle, then realize I need it for endgame material and I sold it for 1,000 gold at my bazaar. You know, like that kind of stuff frustrates me. But I guess that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Another thing I've started realizing towards my 30-40 hour mark is how much stamina affects what you do during your day. I didn't realize it, but this had never been an issue with me in any Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons games I had previously played. I've played a lot, if not all, maybe I've missed one here or there, but I didn't realize how much I didn't faint in a lot of my games. The thing is, if your character has a stamina bar, and if your character overworks that stamina bar, your character will fall asleep and will wake up the next day, meaning you lost half a day. And the next day you wake up with half the amount of stamina you had the previous day. So it's kind of unfortunate. In this game, stamina is key, meaning you have to cook a lot in this game. And I'm gonna be honest, in previous games of Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon games, I didn't like cooking. In this game, I still don't like cooking. To me, it feels like it's such an annoying task. Like, I don't even like cooking here. No, I can't be hungry again. Shut up. No. That means I have to cook. And I mean that seriously. Like, I think it's not useless. I get the reasoning why there should be cooking in the game, but if you don't cook in the game, you lose so much stamina, and to me, it's frustrating. I feel like even now with my later game material, I didn't realize how much stamina I was using, especially when you start upgrading your materials, doing X, Y, and Z. You really got to get those power berries you can get from the harvest sprites, which will help maximize that stamina. I will say, just something to look out for. This is literally the only game I've had this issue where I was losing stamina at such a fast rate, and I wish it wasn't. Another thing I will say is that some of the tasks that you feel like you don't use as much in the game starts to become a bit, what's the word? boring? I don't know. For me, I was never a person who loved fishing in Harvest Moon or Story of Seasons games. I don't necessarily love the whole mushroom thing in Story of Seasons games where you can keep a mushroom log. You can also do beekeeping. I love that they give you all these options, but I also feel like you don't need all of these options, or in my opinion, I feel like I shouldn't always have to use them. Fishing is greatly needed to build some of your relationships or tasks with the villagers because they might ask for certain materials, but they also ask them at a certain rank, meaning if I don't fish in the game, it doesn't matter if I don't fish, because if you want to level up your heart points with that villager, you gotta do a lot of fishing, which sucks because I don't like fishing. I don't like cooking, but the game kind of forces you to have to do these things whether you like it or not. I guess in some sense this is a good thing. You should be doing all the different skills, but in another sense, it's not like you're getting an achievement for these things. It's just to better your relationship with your villager character and maybe win a competition or two with it in later games. To me, if I don't like something, I don't really want to do it. I don't want to waste time doing fishing if I love farming. I don't want to waste time cooking when I could be taking care of my animals. Can't I excel in those skills as opposed to going back to the skills I don't like? In this game, there's none of that. If you're gonna be a farmer, you're gonna be a farmer at everything. And I guess that's supposed to be what it's like to be a true Harvest Moon veteran. But I will say it's something I don't love about the game, that it kind of forces you to have to get skills in all of these, whereas in some of the previous games, you didn't really have to do all these things. Another thing I want to bring up is just getting around town. Now, this is one of the maps in a Story of Seasons / Harvest Moon game that isn't super big in my opinion. If you compare it to something like, I think it was Story of Seasons Trio of Towns, it had a huge freaking map. But I think in this game, because the map isn't that big, which is why you don't have that many options for transportation. Now in this game you do have your little hang glider sky thingy, which I think can be super useful, but there are some times when the wind isn't winding, the wind isn't super high that day, so you can't fly from point A to point B. And I feel like there should be another option of transportation. You do have a horse, which you can use, but I'm gonna be honest, I feel like it almost wastes more time to get on the horse and get the horse moving than it is to just walk. And maybe that's just my opinion, but I feel like this is a fact. It takes forever to get the horse even going, in my opinion. I do love the fact you can fly with your little hang glider thingies, but sometimes I do wish there was another way to get from point A to point B. Now, yes, in later game, you are able to unlock the warp tunnel, which right now I'm at the point with the warp tunnel where you can only warp from wherever you were back home. You can't warp back to where you were. To me, that's frustrating. Why can't I warp back? Bro, you're telling me I warped all the way home and I still gotta go back if I could warp to and from the bazaar, now we're talking. And maybe you can in later time. But right now, getting around is frustrating. But on another hand, I do get it. The point of the game is to go through the day as the time passes in the game. So there's not really a rush. Maybe to me it feels like that is, but that's just because I want to do as much as I can within my day. I want to collect all my rocks, I want to farm, I want to water all my crops, I want to pet all my animals. All these things are time consuming. To me, it's like I have an internal clock and I need to get all these things done. So the one thing I like to do, if I can, is manage my time better. If the thing that is making me slow is just the fact that my character is slow, is frustrating. Yes, your character can do little flips in the air, but homegirl can't run? She can't run? She's slow. She is really slow. She's slow. And you can't swim either. In the previous game you couldn't swim, in this game you can't swim. I feel like in the previous game you could run though. Or at least, no, maybe you couldn't. You just flipped. It just felt like it was going a little faster in the old game. But you can't swim in either game too. I wish they honestly would have just added swimming at this point. Cause I got all these rivers and you're telling me I can't jump in them? And you lose stamina? And you lose stamina when you fall in the river. That was in the old game too. But it doesn't make it less frustrating. It still to me is frustrating. Like, there's rivers everywhere. There's always a chance I can fall in a river. So why even put it there? Why even give me the option? Frustrating. Now, I don't personally dislike this, but I feel like this is something that maybe I should bring up. I think the one thing that you might find a bit frustrating in early game material is making money from your basic need products. In this game, this is not a game where you can make a lot of money by just crops and just animal products. In other Harvest Moon games, yes. In other Story of Seasons games, yes. In Grand Bazaar, no. You need those windmills to process your products over and over again, especially when you hit the yellow windmill where you're able to unlock the higher quality processed goods. I think it is key to do that. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I did not like doing this in the original game. I honestly hated processing my stuff because I felt like it took so much time, and by the time the bazaar was there, none of my stuff was even ready. I really disliked it. In this game, I dislike it less because I feel like I have a better handle on it. You know, when I was playing the game when I was 9 years old, I think I was just getting frustrated because I just wanted to farm. But in this game, it's so key that you process them that it's not even funny. I feel like if you're a person who doesn't like the grind of having to farm, then process your things to yogurt and cheese and make jewelry out of things, this definitely is a game you should steer clear from, because I kid you not, you are not going to get any money from just your animal products being at a rank 1. You need to befriend villagers, you need to befriend sprites, and you need to process your goods. These things could be good things, but they could also be bad things if that's just not the type of gameplay you like. Story of Seasons, Grand Bazaar, I feel like can be an acquired taste for people who just like the regular daily grind of a farming game. This game, I feel like, adds these extra elements in it, which some people love and some people don't. But I think that's all I have to say. As of right now, my 50 hours of gameplay I feel like is going so lovely, and I love to revisit it again when I hit 100 hours. I need to grind on a couple other games already. It's almost the end of the year, and I think the only thing I've been playing is Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar. So if I don't make a game awards this year, you guys will still hit that subscribe button, please? Or how about this? If you like today's video, you can just hit that subscribe button, okay? Look, see, that seems like a very fair compromise. So far, the visuals are great, the characters are great. I love the new holidays that they've added. I didn't talk about that too much, but they've added these new festivals in the game that I think are just so charming. It's just a breath of fresh air. There are a couple things I don't love about it, and I'd love to see how those things would change the more I play of it, but I'm hoping this clears some things up for you if you're still on the fence about getting this game, or if you're just wondering to see what your 50 hours look like compared to my own. Big shout out and love to my YouTube members and Patreon members. It really supports my channel when you guys are on my members side, because it's sometimes really hard to do revenue on YouTube. If you guys want to see more behind the scenes of me yapping, you can also check out my YouTube members and Patreon members for unfiltered, a little bit more bonus content. And for me living in Japan, the yen is weak. But I think that's all I've said today. Hopefully you guys like this new style of video where I'm yapping while you guys are seeing gameplay footage. Probably feels a little bit more personal, don't you think? That, I think I've yapped enough. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Let me know if you're gonna be getting Story of Seasons Grand Bazaar, and I will see you guys in my next one. Love you. Bye. Thank you, YouTube members and Patreon members. Thank you guys so much for supporting my channel. Guys, can I let you in on a little secret? Come in. So, I'm going to get my hair done at a Japanese hair salon next weekend. I know, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm gonna be releasing a little mini vlog about this on my channel. Bruh, I'm so freaking nervous. What are they gonna do with my hair? I look like a rat. Sorry, I know. I just had to tell somebody. Don't tell my mom. Anyways, bye.